Hey, Hebrew fans. So I got this cool set in the mail from somebody on Facebook, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for selling this to me at a decent price. And it's pretty cool. You can see it has different sides of the box, and each side represents a character supposed to be inside the box. So we have Pharoah with his time chamber. We have Galactic Warrior, which was always really cool. I always liked that one when I was a kid. I used to have one made out of metal. My Pharoah used to be the gray one. It's kind of cool. And then we have um, Orbital Defender, which is funny because when I was a kid, I thought he was called Galactic Defender. So um, must be one of those things where you just remember something wrong. Anyway, and then on the back, we have some text on there. Interchangeable World of the Micronauts. Kind of spells it out. Story followed by a team of intergalactic heroes and their battle to protect their universe from the evil Baron Karza. The toys captured imagination with figures that featured a variety of swappable parts and accessories. That cross-compatible allows fans to create their own customized space warriors, robots, and vehicles, opening immense possibilities for imagination and adventure. Return to the world of vast potential with this set that celebrates the Micronauts legacy. It includes 3 classic styled figures, each complete with accessories and built to inspire the same childlike imagination and sense of space age wonder. So, pretty cool. Um, Pretty excited to open this. Let's go ahead and let's go to the bottom, and it has this really cool, looks like something taken from the moon. And let's just cut the tape off here. Ugh, that last piece was just sticking on the bottom there. All right. Okay, there it goes. First, I want to address this box. This box is a really hefty box. It has a built-in um, some kind of extra cardboard thickening around it to protect it. So you can see that built-in wall all the way around there. So it's pretty thick and beefy. So that's cool. Great display box. And that comes off. So there they are on that same moon kind of looking piece. You can see there's his sword and his gun for the Galactic, I want to say Defender, but I know they changed the name, or I don't remember the name right. Let's see. Orbital Defender, there we go. And hey Chris, thanks man. And you can see how it has all different guys. And it's kind of cool is they put this one guy actually in the seat. If you can see that or not. So that's kind of a fun little thing to have him actually seated in there as if he's actually on that part. Kind of fun. I was kind of hoping this might have been actually made out of the same kind of Mego stuff we've seen in the past. That would have been really cool instead of just being cardboard. But I know it's about the figures, not about the vehicles. So let's go ahead and pull this apart and take a look at these guys one at a time. These are really fragile feeling. Wow, these are very small, a lot smaller than I remember as a kid. Now the cool thing about these when I was a kid was, of course, the heads were made of chrome. And I wish I had an old Micronaut to show the difference. Um, my Micronauts ended up with my son Zach, so maybe I can bug him and say, hey, loan you one so I can shoot him for a video difference. But of course I still do have, well not still do have, but I just recently got Force Commander, but of course Force Commander is already supposed to be a lot bigger than the regular Micronauts, so I don't have one to compare them to. So there's the first guy. And it was always fun about this guy, besides being his wrist being extra loose there for this accessory, is he had this helmet. And his helmet kind of slides over the top. And I think when I was a kid, it kind of popped into place. Now, what's interesting is they have these going down. And I always thought it was supposed to go up, so it was like laser shooting. So I'm not sure if it was put in the box wrong or if I had it wrong my whole life. And this used to actually snap on. Maybe it still does. I'm just not pushing hard enough. I really don't want to break them. And as a kid, it was like some kind of thing on his chest used to kind of snap it into place. This comes apart. Nope. I'll try one more time. For those that are Micronaut fans, if you have this set, let me know if this is supposed to snap on to his shoulders or not. I'm not going to force it no more. All right, there you go. So quick articulation. His foot has lots of articulation. The knee bends. Up at the waist it bends. The hip bends a lot. It has that probably that same O-ring. It sure feels like it. Because I remember before the O-ring, I always wanted the legs to sit at a slight angle. And then shoulders, elbows, wrists. Of course, the hands pop off, so these come off. I'll probably have to put some kind of sleeve in there to keep that from moving around so easily. And of course, his head moves. All right. Cool, cool. And of course, this guy has accessories. They are a little sword and a little gun. Now these are shaped different than I remember as a kid, but maybe again it was my lack of memory. Oh. All right. There he is. Orbiter Defender, not Galactic Defender. And for those that are Micronaut fans, post comments. Let me know if I have the name right or wrong, or if they changed it, or if I'm just remembering it wrong. Let's cut this guy out. Now, the one I had when I was a kid was also made of plastic, so I'm not too surprised this one's plastic. Oh, I should have shown you cutting them out. I just cut Pharoah out. And same articulation. And I believe this part should glow in the dark. It did when I was a kid, so I imagine this one will too. Their heads just look so much smaller. Is it just that I've grown that much? Or were they actually always that size? I really wish I had one to compare with. And here is the time chamber. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, these are quite a bit different. The arms look different. Not sure if the legs look different or not. It just seems a lot different than I remember. There we go. Sealed up. All right. So we have one last guy to break out of his cardboard prison. Now, when I was a kid, this guy was made of metal. I'm guessing this is probably plastic. You know what? Oh, they got that wrapped in there pretty good. Let me just pull his hand off to get him out of there. And he is definitely not metal. He is plastic, but he has kind of a cool metal sheen to him. So at first glance, if you didn't know, you would think he was metal. But he's definitely plastic. Let me get that last hand out of there. Hooray, I got it. Now let's get his weapon out of there. Hooray, there he is. Wow, these guys are really small. So, this is supposed to go on his back, just like that. Some kind of storage type thing. And then when he goes to use it, I believe this piece comes off, or I did it when I was a kid. It's supposed to go on his chest. Let's see. It still does the same thing. You know, I don't think this piece is made to come off. That's a bummer. Really don't want to break them. Normally this would snap on right there like that. And this used to be two separate pieces that would kind of wobble and wiggle around. And you'd stick his hands underneath here like that as he held it. And then he would blast. And as weird as it used to be turned upside down like this. And then this piece was over the other way. So it looks like when they built this from the original model, they put this piece on upside down. Otherwise it won't fit into his chest very well with that. It's supposed to be like a thing to fit into his stomach. Anyway, when I was a kid, this activator button had like a little angle piece on it, and it would break really easy. So my brother always told me, always push it down before you load it. And then of course you can shoot it. Let's see how this works. Oh, I missed. So again, hold the button down, load it in. All right. So let's compare this to He-Man size. Whoop. So there's He-Man, and there are the Micronauts. So kind of fun, because they could actually be micro next to He-Man. To tell you the truth, though, all in all, this is a pretty disappointing set. I really thought it'd be more like the original toys. Hasbro, I like you normally, but I feel like today you have done me wrong. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and talk about the horse. So far, the pieces I have already purchased is the tail. And I got some hooves and some missiles for the side missiles. And that's it so far. So I'll get more parts as we go along. I knew my old horse the tail was broken, so I wanted to get this in case for some crazy reason I actually found the old horse. But we'll see. I'll just keep buying pieces, and then whatever I don't use, I'll throw back on eBay for somebody else who needs them. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. I know it's kind of a long video. You can probably hear my voice. I'm a little bummed, a little disappointed that things just are not quite what I was expecting. But yeah, look, his helmet fits on him all the way. It's just his shoulders are just too big. It's just like so close, but yet no cigar. So close. It's like they almost made it fit. If you can see that or not. And then his chest doesn't come out. Let me try one more time. Oh, I'm so afraid it's going to snap. It's almost like the guys who made them did not have Micronauts as a kid. Because like this is on upside down. You can't switch it because it's one solid piece now. You know, it's just kind of weird. Everything's just a little bit, it's like I'm in Bizarro land. And then, of course, this is plastic instead of metal. I guess out of all of them, Pharoah was the coolest out of the set. So if you happen to buy him as singles, I would just stick with Pharoah because he's the coolest. He's the closest to what I remember. And the time chamber is always really cool. I mean, it's got cool hieroglyphics on it. It's shiny. It's got the face on it that I remember. It's just actually probably the best of all of the stuff in the kit. Everything else just isn't quite right. It's like almost so close. But anyway, Hasbro, if you're listening, please release a good set of Micronauts. Please re-release Force Commander. How cool would that be? And that's all I got, you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next video. Maybe by then I might have all the pieces for the horse. Who knows? Bye now.